Why do men still cheat when they seemingly have it all? Let's talk about it.
Let's talk.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Brook Talks with your girl, Nurse Brooke. And today we're going to talk about something that is all too familiar. So recently, beauty, family, lifestyle influencer Kristy Scott has confirmed her desire to divorce Desmond Scott. Okay, and the internet did what it always does. So let's talk about that a little bit more in depth. Now, I don't know what that man done. Okay, let's be clear, because I know y'all gonna get in the comments with the bullshit. And just so you know, I do argue. This is not about accusing anybody. I don't know what that man done again. It's not about dragging anybody. It's not about bad mouthing anybody. And it's not about to spread rumors or false information or false narratives. This is about patterns. I love to talk about patterns, especially with men. I'm sorry, I just do. Are there women who cheat? Absolutely.
Coming up on this episode of Cheaters.
Are there women who have some of these same patterns that we're going to talk about on this channel? Absolutely. We will call them out on that, okay? But for all intents and purposes, this is just to discuss and bring to light patterns. Now, Kristy has billions of likes on TikTok, millions and millions of followers across social media platforms, okay? She's a public figure. Lots of people know who she is and know their faces and know their content. Given that their relationship was so visible online and the fact that she has confirmed that they are divorcing or have divorced, the internet has placed in their own types of, I guess, accusations and allegations of what's happening here. They're filling in the blanks like we all typically do. It's just normal human nature. Now, she's generally spoken about heartbreak and betrayal, but she has not discussed any specifics as to what specifically happened or what was the straw that broke the camel's back, was the last straw. No specific names or details or locations or any of that have been disclosed by Kristy at this time. Why do men cheat when they seemingly, because again, this is social media, this is a version of reality, not necessarily the reality. So why do men cheat even when they seemingly have everything? So let's look at this video of the couple and maybe we can unpack a few things. Okay, so let's watch this video of them. One of the last and latest videos that she posted of them two together.
We're going on a date and the theme is flowers, his and hers, fragrances. The Valentino Beauty born in Roma, Uomo, and Donna. I love this fragrance because it's so feminine. It's giving like jasmine.
I'm smelling vanilla. Oh, that's nice.
It's very warm and spicy.
I'm about to scuff up my floor.
Now, a few things come to mind as I watch this video. Of course, a lot of these influencers are doing skits or doing voiceovers or doing some type of comedy or doing something funny, and it's not really a true vision of what's truly happening. So That disclaimer to give them that credit, okay? Because I personally am not a fan of couple and family content. I'm just not. Some things I feel like should not necessarily be online on an everyday basis, especially when it comes to like children and stuff like that. All of that to say, just judging basically off of the video, this particular video, and several others, because I went back through her page. I have definitely seen her content. I've definitely seen videos over different amounts of time. So I have some familiarity with what type of content they put out. Okay. She's the star. Okay. Okay, Desmond, she's the prize. And I think that that goes without saying. Now, I'm not one to judge on anybody's sexuality or anybody's mannerisms or anything like that. But Desmond in this video gives possibly allegedly undercover DL or is giving lavender marriage. Allegedly. I don't know this to be true. This is just my observation. He has very feminine tendencies, if you will. Just the way that he acts and reacts to her is almost like he's annoyed by her presence and annoyed by her aura and her energy. He is looking at her like okay, you look cute, but you know. And then he made a statement like, "Oh yeah, I'm taking you out tonight."
Yeah, girl, I'm about to take you out.
Night, like, nigga, who you think believe that? He didn't even believe it. Okay, he didn't even believe that statement. So it was giving fake. It was giving like that's your homegirl. Like your homegirl getting dressed to go out. Your homegirl getting dressed to go out and you there as moral support and to tell her if her outfit looks good or not. It wasn't giving husband, because if that was my husband, which I do not have a husband, I am divorced. Happily. But if it was my husband, you need to be looking at me like I'm a piece of meat, like you want me, like you ready, like you want it. Not looking at me like, okay, girl. And making a face like, okay, girl. Like, so let's talk about how Kristy and Desmond got together, you know, according to public information and things that they've shared on their social media platforms. So, Kristy and Desmond's story began long before social media, long before the influencer life. They have known and been together for at least about 14 years of their lives, which is a long time to be with one person. And especially that young, meeting that young, getting married that young. They got married in about 2014, so 2024 was their 10-year anniversary, and by then they were pretty much social media celebrities, okay? They do have two boys together, two young children together, in which they typically they have their children's faces like blurred out and covered up in their content, which I actually think that that's pretty cool. I'm totally on board with that. So kudos to y'all for that. Kristy and Desmond, whether y'all want to believe it or not, have built an empire based off of their family name, their family dynamics, lifestyle, beauty, their children. They've built a dynamic and built an empire based off of that. Again, they have millions of followers across all platforms, billions of likes across all platforms, and they're influencer royalty, okay? Unfortunately, after well over a decade of marriage, Kristy filed for divorce in 2025. Again, it is January 11, 2026, so this is very recent. She has got rid of him. quickly.
It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off.
It happened quick. These things obviously have been going on well before those divorce filings were filed. Obviously, has to be. But it has not been completely said that who, what, when, where, why he has cheated or any of those things. So we are just alleging that he, may be DL. That's allegations. That's not anything that I know to be fact. We're alleging that he cheated. People were saying he was cheating with men and doing all these things. None of that stuff's been confirmed. Okay, none of it is on a public document and has been confirmed or a part of the divorce filings and proceedings that we know of thus far. So again, why do men still cheat when they seemingly have it all? And having it all is up to whoever. It's one saying someone has it all. Who knows what that means? Is that money? Is that fortune? Is that a wife who supports you? Is that, influencer status? Is it having your kids? Is it being married? Is it having that public figure and public admiration and adoration from, fans and followers? What is having it all? And is it really having it all when you are not where you want to be, or when you're not with who you want to be, or you yourself are not living your truth? Whatever that truth is not a dig about being gay. This is a very LGBTQ plus friendly space, okay? But be who you are. If that's what it is, be who you are. Because you're making other people miserable. You're making people miserable, okay? Because you're miserable. A person who cannot live in their truth, especially in the case of a man in general, who is not living in their truth, whether it be sexually, financially, emotionally, whatever, they're going to make your life a living hell. Remember that, ladies. They're going to make your life a living hell. Back to the conversation about not following, I'm not a huge fan of family and couple and relationship influencers. I do follow some, but it's not my favorite type of content because a lot of that shit is draining to the children, toxic to the children. A lot of it is fake. A lot of the people are having the same bullshit issues that the rest of our broke asses are having out here in the real world. And it's all a lie. Not everyone. So don't come for me, because I do like to argue. Not everybody, not every couple, not every influencer, y'all. Duh, there are outliers. We know. But when we continuously see the same shit over and over and over again, I mean, come on. You niggas have no self-restraint. You don't know how to keep it in your pants. Anything you see that looks good, gives you a smile, a blink, a wave, you think that that's free game for you, and who gives a fuck about what you got at home? For the ones who do that, because not every man is a cheater and a liar and lives their life without any type of moral values or discernment. Okay? And another topic that y'all ain't gon', I don't know how y'all gonna feel. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. But a lot of cheating is not that the person is dissatisfied with their partner. A lot of times it's quite the opposite. But it's about validation addiction. They're addicted to validation. They're addicted to attention. They're addicted to fame and fortune and money and opportunities. They're addicted to the fact that everybody's looking at you because of this, and you're utilizing that to the best of your ability. And you're making people miserable in the process, while you're also miserable because you can't live in your truth. And living in your truth, again, don't come for me. It's not saying someone is gay, living in your emotional, financial, whatever mental truth, those things are important to note, important to flag if it becomes a flag to flag, okay? Is it validation addiction in addition to entitlement? Entitlement? I've Is it also getting in relationships with people at young ages like that, and then getting married and then going straight into life without having fun and enjoying your teenage years and enjoying your college years. Everybody doesn't have to go to college, but enjoying your college years, enjoying, young adulthood, enjoying, a relationship without having children first, whatever that looks like. Those things are important. I don't give a damn what nobody tell you. Those things are important. If you haven't lived life yet, it is not wise to live life with another person with whom you haven't even lived your life yet. They haven't lived their life yet. Sometimes those relationships kind of come out in the same way. Someone ends up cheating, whether it's the male or the female. Okay? Again, I did say women do cheat. Women do cheat. But that's not the conversation we're having right now. We're talking about the story, okay, that TMZ broke about Kristy and Desmond Scott. We ain't say nothing about Desmond filing for no divorce. Kristy filed for divorce, and it's being alleged that he's a cheater. Allegedly. Allegedly. Don't come for me. And there's another side to this as well that y'all may not want to hear. Some men don't cheat because they're overall unhappy. They just cheat because they can. Because somebody gave them attention. Somebody didn't care that they had a wife. Somebody didn't care that you have 2 kids at home. They threw the ass at you and you caught it. Anytime, there's men out here, anytime somebody throws ass at them, they're going to catch it. They're going to catch it. I don't give a damn what you think you know. They're going to catch it. Now, every man ain't like that. I don't want to have to keep saying that shit. Every man ain't like that. But there are a huge number of men that if somebody throws some ass at them, they going to catch it, whether they are in a relationship, have kids, married, unmarried, or not. Okay? Period. Another important factor is that in these cases, especially when it's a high-profile case, high-profile story, high-profile situation, a lot of the times the women have to carry the public scrutiny and public judgment based off of the actions of the man. While the man's hiding behind, their social media account. Now, Desmond did come forth and, he's finally broken his silence, post the divorce announcements from Kristy. And I think he, kind of gave the public a little time to process it. And the public's on her side. The public is showing mad support for Kristy. Okay, so Newsbreak posted this story. It was actually posted 8 hours ago. It's 4:22 a.m. on the 11th of January, 2026. And Newsbreak, it is by Cassandra S. Thank you, Cassandra. So Desmond Scott breaks silence as fans show support for Kristy Sarah after infidelity divorce. And this was an update. Desmond Scott is finally breaking his silence after Kristy Sarah made infidelity claims in a divorce petition. He released a statement apologizing to Sarah and explaining the allegation and the state of their marriage in recent times. On Saturday, January 10th, which was yesterday, Desmond Scott issued a social media statement referring to Kristy Sarah's divorce filing. Posting on Instagram stories, Scott admitted to engaging in choices he's not proud of during a separation period in his marriage. So they always want to say, that they cheated when we was broken up or they cheated when we were separated, it's still cheating, nigga. Men, it's still cheating. Grow up. Grow up. He apologized to Kristy and spoke of remaining an active dad to their sons, Vance and Weston. Okay, duh. What else you gonna do? So this is what he said, and I quote. So Desmond Scott said, "I want to begin by apologizing to Kristy, our family, and everyone who has been impacted by the public attention surrounding this situation. I know this news has been disappointing for many, and I'm truly sorry for the hurt it has caused," Desmond Scott wrote. "Kristy is the mother of my children, and that will always come first. I remain fully committed to being an active, present, and loving parent to our boys as I have always been." But you weren't a fully active, present, and loving, committed husband. Like, y'all kill me with that. The kids come with the package, and you chose to have those children. You're supposed to be a father. But being a committed and active, present, and loving husband, I guess that wasn't part of the recipe. So Scott said he and Kristy had faced challenges and sincerely tried to work through them. However, near the end of last year, 2025, Desmond said he wanted to separate, told his wife that, and during that time made those choices. He said that they decided to divorce after discussing what happened. He thanked their supporters for their love over the years and shared his hopes that they'll continue to stick by him. Maybe the public don't look like they're going to be sticking beside you too much. I don't know. What y'all think? "I ask for privacy," and this is still him. "I ask for privacy and compassion as we navigate this difficult chapter of our lives. Thank you to everyone who has supported us over the years. I'm grateful for the support and will continue sharing my love for cooking and the things that inspire me," because he's a chef, for those who didn't know. "I hope you'll continue that journey with me." What y'all think? What y'all think? What y'all think? You know, it's not funny. I'm not laughing. I'm a Sagittarius, so I laugh at stuff that's actually serious. But it's a coping mechanisms because the fans got questions. Now, again, I'm not a huge fan of this type of content, but from what I have been researching, the fans want answers. Desmond, Kristy, girl, you good. I don't know what you done. I don't know what your part is in this. But when a bitch is done, she's done, y'all. When a woman is done, she's done. So all the things that you've done to humiliate her, manipulate her, coerce her, gaslight her, all those things that you've done, they don't hold any more weight. And at that point, that's when you know she's done, baby. It's a wrap for you. You're chopped. You've been chopped. And that's a cooking show. So, Chef Desmond, you've been chopped.
Chef Trigg, you've been chopped. Judges.
Questions that I have seen, just researching various, social media platforms. Why didn't she see the signs? Why did she stay? Why did she build a life with him? Why didn't she leave sooner? And y'all don't know. How do y'all know she didn't see the signs? How do y'all know she hasn't been planning her exit? How do y'all know that she wasn't staying for the kids? How do y'all know that she wasn't staying for the money and the opportunities? How do y'all know that she was embarrassed to separate from a husband that she's been with for 14 years? A lot of people would say any of those things that I've said. Not me. I don't have kids, okay? I don't have children. I'm not married anymore. I don't have those things on my plate. However, if and when I have, or I did, or I would, it may not always be easy to immediately leave. a relationship, especially when you have kids and when you have a lot of things and assets in place. Why did she stay? We don't know. That's them people's business. Why did she build a life with him? We don't know. That's them people's business. Why didn't she leave sooner? Honestly, how do we know that she didn't leave sooner? And they're just giving us some bullshit story just for, you know, the public consumption. We may not ever truly know the real story. She could have been left him. She could have been, you know, they could have been separated and just been doing content. Who knows? Who knows? And y'all in the comments talking about what she do, what she do, what she do. Okay, well, if she didn't cheat on him first, which we also don't know that, because at some point he, like he said, he wanted to separate and he wanted, to break this up, and she did not. And so that's when we end up where we are now. We shouldn't ask why a man cheated on a woman. Like, if you a married man, you a husband, and everything that we live for and stand for is about healthy, happy relationships, marriage, children, beauty, lifestyle, and that's your entire brand. Why y'all asking what she did? She's obviously the mastermind, at least as far as the visuals, visually, optically, of what's going on. She is the face of it. She is who people are going to their pages to see. She's the prize, Desmond, not you. I know you want to be the prize. You look like one of those niggas that want to be the prize, or who think you're the prize. But I hate to tell you, men, you're never the prize. Are some of you great men, great providers, great fathers, great partners? Absolutely. But you're not the prize. You're not the prize. Also, again, being in the public limelight, breaking up a 14-year marriage with 2 children and an entire network of people behind you, supporting you, rooting you on, following you, the pressure to make a relationship work in those situations is huge. It's amplified times 1,000 versus us out here in regular life. I can drop that nigga today and be on to a new feat tomorrow, on a new side quest tomorrow. And not saying to go sleep with anybody new or anything, but get back in my bag, get back in the gym, do all of the things that I was doing before I was in a relationship that was, taking A, B, or C away from me. There's an image that you have to withhold, that you feel like you have to withhold. There's an audience expectation. There's a fear of being a failure to the public. There's a fear of being canceled. There's a fear of people not buying into what you're selling anymore. And a lot of these people are using their platforms to fund their lifestyles and to create generational wealth and to help take care of their children and their sick family members. And that's a huge thing. Public consumption of that content, and then the public scrutiny from the content and the things that result around the content, good or bad. And mostly we gonna hear about the bad stuff. Let's just be real. When everything's all peachy keen, people supporting, people, there, but when things are fucked up, that's when a lot of the truth comes to light. Otherwise, we may never have even heard anything about anything. To the people who are demanding answers in this woman's comments, and I've been looking in her comments, she doesn't owe the public any details about her personal pain and personal things. Again, this is an ongoing situation. She's, filing or have filed or in the process of divorcing this man. She's probably going through one of the worst times in her life. For some people, their image and their marriage and what they've built as far as a relationship is everything to them. And I'm not saying that that's the case for her, But a lot of times that is the case for people. And it is a loss. It is like you're grieving the loss of something, not the loss of a life. That's not the same. I'm not downplaying the loss of a life ever at all, but it is like a loss of something. What do y'all think? How do y'all feel about people using their relationships as their brand? How does it look when things go sour? How do they pick up the pieces and, kind of adapt to something new? How do they pivot when your entire persona is a relationship online? Your entire persona is your relationship, your marriage, things you do, your children. How do you pivot? To my good sis Kristy, wishing you all the best. Desmond, wishing you all the best too. No human being is without folly. Not one. Everybody has their thing. Everybody falls short in one way, shape, or another. So that's all I got today. I just wanted to come on here and talk about this story because there's been a lot of relationship stuff out in the news and in the press lately. And, my people of color, we got to do better. We got to do better. Everybody got to do better, but I'm a person of color. So my people of color, we got to do better. We have to do better. We don't know any of these things to be true as far as who he was, going around with, having affairs with, A, B, C, or D. But this conversation is an uncomfortable one that it's going to always be a conversation forever and a day. So thanks for coming back to Brook Talks with your girl, Nurse Brook, where we talk about pop culture, true crime, gaming, anime, houseplants, and everything in between. Come back again, please. Make sure you like and subscribe. Put some comments down in the comment chat. We'll talk. If you want to argue, we'll argue. If you want to kumbaya, we'll kumbaya. This space is for people of color, but all is welcome. I'll see y'all next time.
Glass on my gun, I'm in my zone. Pretty with a purpose, yeah, I do.